right? Connection issues, really frustrating
Oh,
disconnections.
yeah.
Just, that agonizingly slow performance right when you need it most.
Exactly. And it feels like it doesn't matter which browser you're on, Chrome, Edge, Firefox. Sometimes it just, well, it struggles.
It really does. These hiccups seem almost like baked into the whole Web3 experience sometimes.
Hmm.
But here's where it gets really interesting. There's this consistent sort of buzz, from users, from developers in crypto space,
I've heard it too.
pointing to one specific browser, Brave, as being, well, surprisingly better for MetaMask.
Right.
So what's actually going on there? Why Brave? Our mission today is to really take a deep dive into why Brave seems to stand out, and we're drawing directly from the insights we've gathered on this.
Exactly. And this deep dive, I think, is going to really reveal how Brave's, its actual design, directly tackles those common Web3 headaches.
Okay.
We'll get into its unique approach to privacy, its native Web3 integration, which is pretty key, its efficient code base, and even how it handles extensions differently.
And you mentioned something about the team behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. Even the sort of philosophy of the development team plays a pretty significant role here, too. It's fascinating stuff.
Okay, so if you're listening and you're tired of those, MetaMask DApp errors, or maybe those wallet disconnections that always seem to hit at the worst possible moment,
Oh, yes.
or just a sluggish UI that feels like wading through treacle, definitely stick around. This deep dive is basically your shortcut to understanding why Brave might, just might, be the smart move.
Right. So first up, let's talk about Brave's privacy-first architecture. This is fundamental.
Okay.
It's really built from the ground up, specifically to systematically block trackers, ads, and also things like fingerprinting.
Ah, fingerprinting. Yeah, that's sneaky stuff.
Exactly. That way, websites try to uniquely ID you even without cookies. Brave blocks that, along with all those other unwanted scripts running in the
Oh,
background.
okay, so blocking trackers and ads, I get that for general privacy. But how does that connect specifically to making MetaMask more stable? Is it a certain type of script causing the trouble or just less noise overall?
It's largely about operational stability through minimalism. Think about it like this: a high performance engine, right?
Okay.
The fewer extra bits and pieces, the less interference, the smoother it runs. So when Brave kind of cleans up that digital environment,
Sanitizes it, yeah.
exactly, sanitizes it, it strips away those hidden scripts, those third-party things that can create really unpredictable friction. And that friction, that's often what causes connection failures or weird behavior with MetaMask.
I see.
So it's not just about privacy in the abstract, it's about creating a fundamentally cleaner, more reliable foundation for your wallet to actually operate on. Less stuff to trip over, basically.
Okay, that makes sense. A cleaner environment is crucial. But what about Brave itself, like its built-in features? I hear that's where its native Web3 integration comes in.
Absolutely. This is another big piece of the puzzle. Brave has built-in Web3 support right out of the box. That includes default Ethereum support
Right, so it understands Ethereum natively.
natively. Plus, it actually has its own built-in wallet, the Brave wallet. Now, you can still add MetaMask as an extension if that's your go-to. Lots of people do.
Of course.
But the very fact that the browser itself is optimized for these Web3 connections, that architecture, it helps significantly reduce those common connection errors or those, frustrating MetaMask dropouts we've all hit.
So it's not just tolerating Web3, it's kind of built for it.
Precisely. It's actively embracing it, building for it. And you really see that difference when you look sort of under the hood, which brings us nicely to its cleaner, later code base.
Okay, code base. Now, Brave runs on Chromium, right? Same as Chrome.
It does, yeah. It's built on the same open source project that Chrome uses. But, and this is a big but, it's been significantly stripped down.
Stripped down how?
They've removed a lot of the Google services, the tracking scripts, the sort of extra stuff that Google packs into Chrome.
And what's the tangible difference? Like, what would I feel as a user interacting with dApps or MetaMask because of this leaner code? Is it just faster or is there more to it?
It's definitely faster, noticeably so in many cases, but I'd say maybe more importantly for this discussion, it means fewer compatibility issues.
Okay.
And crucially, more reliable behavior when you're working with complex things like browser-based wallets. MetaMask is complex.
It really is.
So think of Brave as a more finely tuned machine, really optimized for what crypto users actually need day to day. Less bloat, less random stuff running in the background.
Which logically means fewer potential conflicts, right?
Exactly. Fewer things that could potentially clash with MetaMask or the dApp you're trying to use.
That makes a lot of sense. I remember this was sometimes so frustrating trying to finalize an important transaction and MetaMask just froze. completely unresponsive. Is it those kinds of background processes that Brave strips out that usually cause that sort of headache?
It's very likely related, yes. Those background processes, memory usage, which ties into the next point, actually, how Brave handles extensions.
Right, extensions. Always a potential source of trouble in any browser, it feels like.
For sure. And this is where users consistently report better extension handling in Brave. Specifically, people note fewer MetaMask bugs, fewer crashes when they run it in Brave compared to, say, Chrome or Firefox.
Okay, so it's not just anecdotal feeling faster. People are actually seeing fewer errors with the extension itself.
That's the feedback, yeah. And it likely stems directly from that cleaner code base we were just talking about.
How so?
Well, less bloated memory usage overall, fewer background processes chugging away. It means there's less chance of something interfering with MetaMask's crucial connections, like its calls to the blockchain.
Those RPC calls, yeah.
Exactly. It's really about operational efficiency for the things you actually want running, like your wallet.
Okay, so Brave is built differently, performs differently with these critical tools, but why? Why has Brave prioritized this stuff when, the big players like Chrome seem to treat Web3 support more like an add-on, an afterthought?
Well, that's where the crypto native team and focus really comes into play. This is key to understanding Brave's whole approach.
Crypto native team.
Yeah. The team that created Brave, they aren't just sort of casually aware of crypto, they actively support it. They launched the BA token, the basic attention token,
Right, I know beta.
which is their own utility token. That alone signals a pretty deep commitment to the crypto space, right? They understand the dApp ecosystem from the inside.
So they're not just building a browser, they're building a browser for the Web3 world they're already part of.
Precisely. They prioritize wallet compatibility, they prioritize blockchain tools in their design. It's baked in. This helps ensure Brave stays ahead of the curve, or at least keeps pace, with Web3 compatibility needs.
Whereas for, say, Chrome or Edge or Firefox, Web3 is what? Just another use case, maybe not even a primary one.
Often, yeah. It feels like more of a side concern for them, not a core pillar of their development strategy in the same way it seems to be for Brave.
So it's not just a feature set, it's like a fundamental philosophy behind the browser. They live and breathe Web3, it sounds like, and that translates directly into a better experience for users like us.
That's a great way to put it.
And this isn't just theoretical, right? You mentioned feedback earlier. There's real world experience backing this up.
Oh, absolutely. The real world experience factor is quite clear when you talk to people or look online. Many users and developers specifically report that, quote, Brave gives fewer errors with MetaMask.
Fewer errors, like what specifically?
We're talking about a noticeable reduction in those RPC connection issues, the calls your wallet makes to the blockchain network.
Yeah, the ones that fail right when you need them.
Exactly. Fewer failed transactions, less of those frustrating login glitches where MetaMask just won't connect to a site properly. It's not just a vague feeling. People report a measurable difference in stability and reliability, especially for someone deeply engaged in using dApps and wallets regularly.
Okay, wow. So let's try and recap this then. What we've really uncovered here is that Brave isn't just, another browser option. It's specifically designed differently. We saw how its privacy-first architecture basically cleans up the digital noise, the clutter around your crypto interactions, leading to fewer interruptions and conflicts.
Safer conflicts.
Then there's the native Web3 integration, that default Ethereum support, the built-in Brave Wallet option. It means the browser itself is inherently optimized for decentralized connections, even if you still use MetaMask.
Which reduces common errors right there.
Exactly. And we also dove into that cleaner, lighter code base being built on Chromium, but stripped of a lot of the Google extras.
The bloat.
Yeah, the bloat, that results in faster performance, sure, but critically, more reliable performance with complex wallets like MetaMask.
And we can't forget the better extension handling that users report. Fewer MetaMask bugs, fewer crashes. Likely because of that better memory management and fewer background processes interfering.
Good point. And underpinning all of that is the fact that it's developed by a crypto native team. A team that fundamentally gets it, understands the dApp world, and prioritizes wallet compatibility and blockchain tools in their actual design philosophy.
Absolutely. And all of that kind of culminates in that real world experience we talked about, where users just consistently report, fewer errors and a much smoother ride using MetaMask in Brave.
So, okay, thinking about the listener now. What does this all mean for you? If you've been grappling with those really common MetaMask dApp errors or those super frustrating wallet disconnections,
We've all been there.
or maybe just a sluggish UR that just grinds your gears when you're trying to do something quickly, well, the insights from this deep dive present a pretty compelling reason to maybe, just maybe, explore switching to Brave.
Yeah, it's definitely worth considering. And maybe think beyond just the technical advantages we've laid out. Consider how choosing a browser that actually genuinely aligns with the whole Web3 ethos, how that might fundamentally change your day-to-day decentralized experience.
That's a great closing thought. What if the solution to your most persistent, annoying Web3 frustrations? What if it's just a browser switch away? Something to think about.